look, we've heard Jonathan Gannon say good things about Kyler before.
Yeah.
We've heard Monty Austin before. We've heard his teammates say good things. And I understand there's at a certain point you need to see it on the field. I get that. We saw a glimpse of it last year. But, like, we're all ready for the games to start, I think, at this point. So talk only goes so far. But this is the head coach, and I thought what he had to say about Kyler in this specific conversation was pretty interesting.
Physically and mentally, I mean, he looks damn good.
Yeah.
He looks damn good. So I think, because you got to think, like, he played really good football for us. He had never taken a snap in this offense until Atlanta game, you know what I mean, his first game back. Like, well, I mean, he had a couple weeks practice leading up to that, but no off-season program, no training camp, no however many games we played without him, couple weeks of practice, and then here you're going and let's play football. So I think from a mental and physical standpoint, right now where he's at, to even when he got back last year or even where he finished last year, I think he's leaps and bounds ahead. What I know about the guy, my relationship with him when I got this job, his will to win is extremely high. And if you detail out and lay out for him what is needed from him to improve himself, the offense, and the team, he is 1,000% willing to do that.
Okay, that's the first cut. I'm going to let you react to that because I'm going to play the second one because I've heard the second one, you haven't, but react to that one first.
No, honestly, just listening to him right now, I think of the offseason we just saw and the job that Kyler Murray has done in developing himself as a person right now. And I would also give JG an awful lot of credit in regard to that right now. JG and Drew Petzing in particular, I'd give them an awful lot of credit for Kyler developing this new mentality that he has. And he put that on display for everybody this offseason. And I think we all saw the difference. And we all heard the difference as well. We had an interview with Kyler Murray that, once again, you could tell how positive he was and encouraged he was in this new offense.
And just engaged
in, this new culture.
In it, too. Very, very locked in. Now, so I thought that cut was interesting, but I really thought the second one was better. And, Wolf, I think you're going to like this one in particular because I feel like I've heard you say things like what JG's about to say, but more so in the like hypothetical in the future. I hope this happens. Okay, so here's JG. This is more on Shine on Sports yesterday.
I love the guy because he's done everything that I asked of him and more, and he's been a phenomenal leader on and off the field, not just with the offense but with the entire team. And I talked to him about it. Like, he's the closest thing to me out on the field. So I'll ask him certain things. It's like, hey, you think I would do that on the field? No, you probably wouldn't. Okay, well, then you shouldn't do that. Or good parts of that, too. And that's not like hubris, me saying that I'm, the head coach out there. But
this is great stuff, Coach. This is great.
He needs to be the leader of the team, in my opinion, and he can do that. But I think we connected quickly on what needs to happen from my chair, what needs to happen from his chair, what needs to all 53, all 90 guys, what needs to happen from those guys for us to win football games. And once that's very clear to him, he will do anything that you want him to do because of his will to win.
I love that response. And I love the draft.
He's competitive as hell, Adam. He is competitive as hell, and I love him for it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that much is undeniable, of course. You just go back and look at him as he was developing as a young gun, of course, as a quarterback in high school and through college as well. He is competitive. There's no doubt about that. But to me, the fact that you've got JG talking about him wanting to look at Kyler Murray and see him as an extension of himself on the field.
Saying in the past.
And that's, honestly, it makes so much sense. If you have this idea as to how we want to play football for the most part right now, you've got a guy, does he fit in your culture? Will he go out there and model your culture? Can he do that? And I think that's exactly what Kyler Murray has done, and it's what JG, mentoring him, in my opinion, has wanted him to do.
It makes you... Like, my first reaction when I first heard that this morning, I was just like, what was going on here a couple years ago? And I'm not totally absolving Kyler from that, right? But I mean, these two just click, and you can see it. I mean, I made this comment on the air a few weeks ago when we were out there at camp. Like, Kyler Murray just looks more in control, invested, whatever. And I didn't mean like, oh, he threw a pass to Marvin Harrison Jr. and it was a good pass. I just meant like watching on the field. It's like, okay, now this is going on, and Kyler's kind of over here overseeing it for a second before he gets to his next drill. Okay, now what's going on over here? And not just the receivers. Like, he's almost like, I don't want to say like a coach, but like kind of a coach. You know what I mean? Like way down, not an assistant coach, not a quarterback's coach, but just like somebody that's a little more invested in what's going on around the whole team than your typical player. And that was obvious just watching. You've been saying for a while, like, how great would it be if Kyler Murray was almost an extension of Jonathan Gannon?
Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon just said he is an extension of me on the field.
It's pretty incredible. It really is right now. And as we talk about Kyler Murray and the development of Kyler Murray, he's pretty much got everything down. You want to go from the shotgun, I think we all understand he's got that. He understands the RPOs. He understands the tackles. He understands the plays that you're going to run out of shotgun for the most part, and pistol, I might add, right? But, man, the move to under center again, can you imagine a whole new playbook was opened up to Kyler Murray? I've talked about it ad nauseum. We all understand that. But you can see the encouragement that he has received from that offense, the encouragement. Imagine if you had guys telling you, you have to do this. You have to do this. Is how you need to develop as a player and as an offense. This is how you need to develop, Kyler. You have to go under center. And remember, again, I said this before, but I'll say it again. Remember going into last year, Kyler kind of hedged his bet a little bit where he said, hey, you know what, if it's not working, we got to try something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it did work. It did work. And to me, once again, can you imagine the way that opened up this NFL playbook to Kyler Murray? If he can continue to throw the ball from the pocket, this is where he's got to develop the most. If he can continue to do that, it's going to be fire.
I keep going back to what you have been saying for a while, that this is it's a prove-it year for Kyler Murray. It is.
It is. Throw the ball from the pocket.
But everything, in my opinion, is there for him to have a career year. And it's not one or two things. Talked about this yesterday. It's like 10, 15 different elements. It's just a matter of, can he pull them all together and make them work while he's facing the Buffalo Bills or he's facing the San Francisco 49ers. You know what I mean? Like, we're sort of hitting the ceiling of what can happen before the actual games start at this point. But you almost feel like Kyler Murray in 15, 20 years or whatever is going to look back on his career and somebody's going to ask him about it, and he's going to be like, a huge turning point for me was when Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenfort walked into my career. And vice versa, I'm sure, too. I mean, for them to be able to accomplish what they want to accomplish, they got to have a quarterback, and they got to have Kyler Murray. And you can tell when somebody's like saying they're bought in, and there's value to that. I get that. Like, you're still leading by example. And when somebody truly is bought in, and to your point on the, like, last year at the start of the season, he was like, well, we got to see if it works. By the time he stepped on the field in that Atlanta game, he already was totally bought in without even having played, just from having seen it all season.
No doubt about it. And yet it's going to be so cool to see this again. It's there. Everything is there. A balanced offense. He needs to be in that balanced offense. That's going to be there. What about targets? Does he have options to throw the ball to? Of course. Now he does with Marvin Harrison Jr. and I would say Michael Wilson.
Yeah.
And how Greg Dortch.
Zay Jones.
Trey McBride.
Everybody forgets about Zay Jones.
He's got options. Yeah. James Conner. He's got people around him right now. The talent is there. It's going to be really interesting to see.
I know the pushback is, in the past has been, well, he had DeAndre Hopkins. Why couldn't he make it work there? Well, those two were good, but that's basically one target, one guy you can throw to. Even though when DeAndre Hopkins is covered, he's still open. I get that. This has a different feel to it of like, he's got options. And I'm saying that not as in like, oh, the Cardinals are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm saying he's got options. He's being put in a position to succeed, and I think he's put himself in a position to succeed more than at any other point in his career. So now I want to see how it plays out.
Yeah, we're just talking about the context of him getting better and the team getting better. I'm not talking about winning a Super Bowl, just better.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.